My name is Melissa, and welcome to Perspective's Political Discussion. The 2016 presidential election has taken on historical proportions. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton won big in New York, but Bernie Sanders still has a chance.
My name is Will Tomlinson. I'm from Painted Post, New York. I'm 22 years old, and I go to Corning Community College, and I support Bernie Sanders.
Not only because he believes in a plan for the now, but a plan for the future. And I believe that this whole nation shouldn't be preparing to sweep up the damage of yesterday. It should be preparing to avoid the damage of tomorrow. And I think he has the best vision, the best judgment, and the best plan for moving our country forward.
Hi, I'm Sydney Stringham. I'm 19 and I go to Elmira College. I support Secretary Hillary Clinton
because of her healthcare plan, Wall Street reform plan, and her immigration policy. Secretary Clinton is also the most qualified when it comes to foreign policy and diplomacy.
My name is Cody Marvin. I'm 18 years old and I attend Corning Community College, and I support Donald Trump.
Because I believe his plans are what's going to make America great again, and that's his message, and I think the American people like that.
Can you tell us Donald Trump's solution to the immigration problem and why you agree with it?
Donald Trump's plan is to secure borders by building a wall, which is long overdue. We have fences, but as we can see, they don't work too well. And, everyone, I'm sure you hear, calls him racist for wanting to do that, but it's a legal issue, not a matter of race, securing our borders.
Well, why do you disagree with Donald Trump's plan to build a wall on the southern border?
I disagree with the wall for a number of reasons. First of all, I think that it's money that really shouldn't be spent. It's better spent in other areas, and also for environmental reasons, because it would actually prevent the migration of a lot of animals and other wildlife up and down the continent, which is actually a lot more important than a lot of people realize.
Now, how do you feel about his plan to ban all Muslims?
He never said he wants to ban all Muslims. He said he wants to tighten security because you don't know who's coming in, and it could be anyone, and they could cause harm.
Now, Sydney, would you like to respond to that?
He's looking at all Muslims as extremists, and they aren't. You can't treat. It's just like Christianity and the Ku Klux Klan. You can't compare them. They're two different things. One's radicalized. That's just my feeling. I believe Secretary Clinton has similar feelings toward that.
Will, why do you support Bernie's plan to legalize marijuana on a federal level?
Well, last year in 2015, the state of Colorado alone had almost $1 billion in sales of recreational and medical marijuana. They collected $135 million in taxes. $35 million of that is already earmarked for school construction and rehabilitation. And that's something that is really great, and the opportunity to do that should be extended to the rest of the 50 states.
She doesn't want to not legalize it. She wants to move it from a Schedule I to a Schedule II so there can be more testing done.
How does your candidate feel about gun control, and how does he plan to fix it?
He's a very strong supporter of the Second Amendment, and he believes that every citizen should be allowed to have their own personal carry permit. And the more guns there are in the right hands, the less people have to get hurt that don't need to be by a crazy gunman.
Now, Sydney, how does your candidate feel about gun controls, and how does she plan to fix it?
She wants more regulations on it, and she also wants to make sure that those that have been diagnosed as extremely mentally incapable, and those with criminal backgrounds should not be able to carry guns.
Criminals don't follow regulations.
Yes, but there are hardly any regulations at all. Any Joe somebody can get a gun.
New York State has some of the strictest laws in the country.
Yes, but in my state, PA, we hardly have any.
Cody, do you believe in global warming?
Not myself, not personally, no.
Sydney, do you believe in global warming?
Yes, I do. And I believe we need to act fast and act now so our future generations and our children don't have to deal with the repercussions of our inability to see it.
I feel that something has to be done, not immediately. Global warming isn't our biggest threat right now. There are a bunch of terrorist organizations, ISIS, that...
But I just thought you said global warming doesn't exist. That's Trump's stance.
I just want to also throw this out there that Bernie Sanders and the Pentagon are in agreement with that. Climate change is actually the biggest threat to our nation's security right now. Not only because it poses an existential threat to humanity itself, but because global warming is affecting many poorer parts of the world that are actually breeding terrorism because of the harsh changes coming from climate change.
We need a candidate that has progressive values while having the ability to compromise for bipartisan cooperation. Secretary Clinton's strength lies in reaching across the party aisle and getting the job done. She's a diplomat and she's had much experience in foreign policy.
Did she get the job done in Benghazi?
That's great. Okay, so she had already asked for more money to be put towards that, but it was denied by Republicans in Congress. So she has already taken the blame for it, even though I do not believe she deserves full blame for that.
Does Bernie still stand a chance at the 2016 presidency?
As far as Bernie Sanders' chances, I believe that the road is very difficult. He does still have a chance, and actually the likelihood of a contested convention is, on the Democratic side, is actually a lot more likely after New York, and something that could go either way, mostly because of the superdelegates, and you never know when lined up with the Republicans on the eve of the general election, whose numbers are better, who's polling better against the likes of Donald Trump.
Now this question is for Cody. Why do you feel as though that Donald Trump is better than Hillary and Bernie?
I believe he's better because he's not a career politician. He cannot be bought out by certain individuals. He's his own person. Yes, he can be arrogant and cocky at sometimes, but I don't know anyone who wouldn't be with that amount of money. And
So to end our discussion, we thank our panels for being here, and we would ask them all to shake hands.